So I decided to try and make something else for once that I don't usually make, and that's a video on explaining to you guys whether or not I think you should or should not buy or play the new Spider-Man game for PlayStation 4. I myself have bought it and played it since day one, and I'm here to tell you now. If you are someone who owns an Xbox and or PC and or Nintendo Switch, or even the Ouya, the greatest console to embrace mankind, well then go back and sit in that little pleb corner you have and play that little Ouya. Big boys play PS4s. Nah, but seriously, should you buy Spider-Man for the PS4? In short, 100% yes. Get yourself a brand new spanking copy of that game, and get on out there without hearing any spoilers from this video. Now, on the off chance I do happen to spoil something during this, nothing too major anyway, you were warned, but otherwise my friends, sit back, relax, and listen to the sounds of my voice as we delve into this short enough review on whether or not you should buy Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4. So let's start off with what the game is mostly like and what you will be doing for most of your time inside the Spidey universe. So the biggest thing with this game is the web swinging. You will be going from building to building, tree to tree, imaginary physical cloud to bird, or whatever your web attaches to. The web swinging, in my opinion, is the greatest web swinging mechanic in a Spider-Man game ever created, and that's coming from someone who has played the hell out of Spider-Man 2 and a bit of 3. I do regret that a little bit though. Like, this is not even funny how ridiculously fun the web swinging in this game is. I mean it, from the first moments I tried it on stream, man, the music, the atmosphere, the physics, it just feels so good. I never have a problem with it ever. The amount of ways that you can land and pull yourself onto different obstacles, and the parkour system and everything is just so well thought out and fluid, and you'll never have a problem running around doing it. Most of my time playing is just me swinging around enjoying the view, or pretending I'm actually Spider-Man, which this game really makes you like, it makes you feel it, man, trust me. The music that plays when you are swinging is just absolutely perfect. It's too perfect. It has that old Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie feel while keeping it to the current type of Spidey character. When you dive from a high building, this build-up of music starts playing, and when you start swinging, it just shoots right into it, and it's just so well thought out by the developers. Now, outside of swinging, you will probably be beating up bad guys for the other percentage of your time in the game, because trust me, just like the Arkham games, there is a lot of beating down the enemies. It would be hard to review or talk about this game and not mention the Arkham games as comparison in any way. You can see the obvious influence when playing this game to the Arkham series, and it's done in the right way, trust me on that. Now, a lot of people were skeptical for the combat being as nearly easy as Arkham's was, but I played on mid-tier difficulty. There is actually 3 difficulty options for playing the game, so the replayability is there if you enjoy it. And by God, 1 or 2 wrong moves later into the game with certain types of enemies and boom, literally, if you understand what I mean. Dead as a dog in summer, man, but I love that. Having to actually think of what I'm doing during combat, and boy, is there a lot to do in any fight you partake in. Between the array of different enemy types, the gadget wheel, the combos you can go into, the suit powers, the mods for your suit, there are so many different ways to play any instances of this game. You can even do most parts in stealth mode, and it's just as fun as if taking head on. Obviously there is more to do in taking problems head on, but still, it's fun as heck, man, to do either. There is a plateau of side stuff to do. If you aren't doing the main quest, you're doing side missions. If not that, you're taking photos of landmarks, catching pigeons, chasing down bad guys like Black Cat or the Taskmaster. There's the research stations, the enemy hideouts to clear out waves of enemies. There's just so much to do, and I myself nearly have the platinum trophy, and I have been enjoying the gameplay that much. The game does follow that Ubisoft style kind of system where you get to a tower like in Assassin's Creed or Far Cry. You unscrabble it, kind of like Arkham Styles' way of doing it, and then go on to do all the other side stuff. In terms of content price alone, the game is 100% worth just that. It's not that the map is filled with pointless stuff to do. Insomniac have gone out of the way to make these menial tasks actually fun. You would expect the 14, 15 or more research stations to be the same thing over and over again, but there are so many different mini games with each one. Oh, and then there's the actual mini games. The little electric pipe system where you have to match up the numbers with current types and pipes, to the spectrum matcher of the pH testing things and science and all that. makes you feel like a scientist as well as a superhero. Just so much content to do and so many ways to play and have fun. The game has that replay value right there from the get-go, all the way to the end, for people who want to fill up the multitude of save slots, and there is 7 save slots in total, so you will play a lot of this game, trust me. Now, of course there is a story, and in a superhero game, are you really going to care that much like you did in the Arkham games? Because outside of that, there isn't too many superhero games that have enforced a decent story out of terrible movie-style games. But boy, did I love this story. It was emotional, it was funny, the characters are incredible, the villains were so entertaining, the monologue was fantastic and satisfying and cringy enough to sit there and want to listen to it 10 times over. I nearly cried at 1 or 2 points, and that ending obviously leading us forward into a sequel, man, and I can't wait to see what's to come of it, if they plan on doing a sequel, which I hope they do. I won't tell you anything from the story, I don't want to spoil on you, I want you to enjoy it and get to see it for yourself. If there's a Let's Play out there and you don't have a PS4, I advise watching it, man. It is absolutely worth looking at yourself without getting spoiled on you. It's a fairly decent story, so between gameplay, content, and story, this game is already a keeper. But then there's the boss fights, holy mother of God. Not that the game does anything spectacular to other games, but there really isn't that many QTEs, and the QTEs that are in the game are somewhat actually fun. It's not like a God of War style QTE where there's 100 of them and 2 hours of the game is QTEs. No, the boss fights are engaging and actually challenging. And I heard some people complaining of a lack of them, but I find there was more than enough. There was actually more than I personally expected there to be. And in the final fight, boy, did I use that photo mode function a lot. Which, moving on to that point, photo mode in this game is something I need to personally thank the developers for putting in, because there were some moments I am so happy I got to capture on camera. The game is stunning. There was this big fiasco about a downgrade and all that. I wasn't too into caring about the puddles. I am more interested in the gameplay value and the fun factor of said bought video game. But you will enjoy the environment. For a big open dirty city, it's pretty nice looking. So graphics check, combat check, fun check, stuff to do check, story check. The voice acting is fantastic too. Good old Yuri comes back to give us more voice acting perfection with his role as Spider-Man. He portrays this innocent young man who just wants to help the world and expects nothing in return. The justice it deserves, and I thank him for doing it so damn well. All the voice actors are fantastic. Him, MJ, Aunt May, the villains. Really does feel like you are actually Spider-Man, and I love it. I love every second of this game. After I put this up, you know, if you are watching this right now, just know I am probably playing more because I can't get enough. I will be grabbing the DLCs when they come out, and until Shadow of the Tomb Raider comes out in a couple of days, I will be playing this game a lot. For the hefty price tag of $70, does this game deserve it? 100%. Get yourself this game. A lot of passion went into this project. If you are a big fan of Spider-Man and old Spider-Man games, then this is the Spider-Man game you've been waiting for. I am almost on the verge of suggesting getting a PS4 just for this game. If God of War didn't convince you this year, this might. I know I'm not the only one loving every second of this game, so be sure to try it out. You will not regret it. I give this game a whopping 8 Maeks out of 10. It's Maekalicious. But yeah, that's it for this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to try something new for you guys, and I was super nervous about doing this, but I do hope you could still somehow enjoy it. I would appreciate any feedback you guys have. Would love to hear your thoughts. But as always, I do hope you guys enjoyed the video, and make sure to leave a thumbs up if you did. I do hope you all have a wonderful day, week, month, or year, and I will see you all next time.